Have you ever had one of those mornings where you're barely conscious until that first sip of coffee hits your lips? Suddenly, the fog lifts, your eyes open wider, and your brain kicks into gear like a car engine roaring to life. It's not just your imagination. Coffee really does have a powerful effect on your mind and body. But how does it work? What's actually happening inside you when you drink it? The answer lies in a fascinating chemical battle taking place in your brain. And it all starts with a molecule called caffeine. Caffeine is the world's most widely consumed psychoactive substance, meaning it directly affects how your brain functions. Unlike stronger drugs, its effects are subtle but powerful enough to make a noticeable difference in how alert you feel. To understand why, we need to talk about adenosine, a chemical that builds up in your brain the longer you're awake. Think of adenosine as your body's natural sleep regulator. As the day goes on, more and more of it accumulates, binding to special receptors in your brain and signaling that it's time to wind down. This is why, after a long day, you start feeling sluggish. Your brain is literally being told to slow down, but caffeine is a master of disguise. Its molecular structure is similar enough to adenosine that it can sneak into those same receptors, blocking adenosine from attaching. Imagine a busy parking lot where adenosine is a car trying to find a spot, but caffeine has already taken up all the spaces. Adenosine can't deliver its time to sleep message, so instead of feeling tired, you stay alert. This is the main reason coffee wakes you up. It's not adding energy to your system. It's just putting up a roadblock to the chemical that makes you feel sleepy. However, caffeine doesn't stop there. By blocking adenosine, it indirectly boosts other brain chemicals that keep you sharp. One of these is dopamine, often called the feel-good neurotransmitter because it plays a role in pleasure, motivation, and focus. Normally, adenosine helps regulate dopamine levels, but with caffeine in the way, dopamine gets to stick around longer, which is why coffee doesn't just wake you up, it can also improve your mood and make you feel more motivated. Another key player is glutamate, a neurotransmitter that increases brain activity and helps with learning and memory. With adenosine out of the picture, glutamate gets to work more freely, sharpening your mental clarity. Meanwhile, caffeine also sends signals to your adrenal glands, telling them to release adrenaline, the hormone responsible for the fight or flight response. This is why, after a strong cup of coffee, your heart might beat a little faster, your palms could get slightly sweaty, and you might even feel a burst of energy like you're ready to take on a challenge. This adrenaline boost is part of why coffee doesn't just wake you up, it can also make you feel more energized and even slightly more reactive. But here's the catch: caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It just masks fatigue by blocking adenosine. That means if you're truly sleep deprived, coffee can only do so much. Eventually, adenosine levels will keep rising, and when the caffeine wears off, you might experience the infamous crash, where all that built-up tiredness hits you at once. This is why relying on coffee to replace sleep is a losing battle. It's a temporary fix, not a long-term solution. Another interesting twist is that not everyone reacts to caffeine the same way. Some people can drink an espresso right before bed and sleep soundly, while others feel jittery for hours after just one cup. This difference comes down to genetics. Your liver produces enzymes that break down caffeine, and some people's bodies process it much faster than others. There's also the factor of tolerance. If you drink coffee every day, your brain responds by creating more adenosine receptors, meaning you need more caffeine to block them and get the same effect. This is why, over time, that same cup of coffee might not hit as hard as it used to. And then there's the question of timing. Caffeine's effects usually kick in within about 20 to 30 minutes of drinking it, peaking around an hour later. But it can stay in your system for hours. The half-life of caffeine, the time it takes for your body to eliminate half of it, is about 5 to 6 hours for most people. That means if you drink a cup of coffee at 4 p.m., half the caffeine could still be in your system by 9 or 10 p.m., potentially messing with your sleep even if you don't feel it. So, while coffee is an amazing tool for boosting alertness, it's not a limitless superpower. The best way to use it is strategically drinking it early in the day to avoid sleep disruption, not overdoing it to prevent jitters, and most importantly, not relying on it to replace real rest. Because at the end of the day, no amount of caffeine can truly make up for a good night's sleep. The next time you take a sip of coffee and feel the familiar surge of wakefulness, remember you're not just drinking a tasty beverage. You're engaging in a complex biochemical dance where caffeine temporarily rewires your brain signals to keep you sharp. It's a brilliant trick of nature, one that humans have been using for centuries to push through fatigue and stay focused. But like any powerful tool, it works best when used wisely. So enjoy that cup, savor the boost, but don't forget to listen to your body, because no matter how much coffee you drink, real energy always starts with real rest.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this video and appreciate the effort behind it, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Oh, and one more thing, share this video with your friends. Spread the love and support. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Let me know if you want any tweaks.